sing so well, sounds like hell.
Aggies out in full force, a little over an hour away from kickoff of the Cotton Bowl tonight against Oklahoma. 12,000 12th man rally towels have been distributed here. A&M fans with plenty to cheer about this year. 10-2, ranked 9th in the country after an impressive first season in the Southeastern Conference. The Sooner Nation is booming its way into North Texas. OU ranked 11th, 10-2 on the season. Hard to believe, but this is just the second time Oklahoma has played in the Cotton Bowl. The Crimson and Cream versus the Maroon and White tonight inside Cowboys Stadium. Sky 4 with a live look about an hour away from kickoff, as we mentioned. 87,000 expected in here tonight. A sellout at Cowboys Stadium, which is hosting this game for a fourth straight year. J. Curtis Sanford's brainchild, which started back in 1937, has grown into this, one of the bowl season's more attractive matchups inside this spectacular stadium. Tonight, 9th-ranked Texas A&M meeting number 11 Oklahoma, the 77th AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic, only on Fox. Hello again, I'm Mike Ducey at Cowboys Stadium. Max Morgan is here to talk about Johnny Manziel. You're going to hear a lot about the Heisman winner over the next 5 hours or so. You're also going to hear a lot about Oklahoma's Landry Jones. He's far from the other quarterback in this game. We'll hear from both QBs, both coaches. A lot of great stuff coming up for you in the next half hour. We'll join the network at 6:30 for Fox's pregame coverage. The Kilgore Rangerettes are here behind us entertaining. They've been here every year at the Cotton Bowl since 1951. Not these same girls, but you get the idea. A great tradition here at the Cotton Bowl continues. A Heisman winner, Manziel, in the game. The 8th time a Heisman winner's played in the Cotton Bowl. Doak Walker was the first back in 1948. Ricky Williams the most recent in 99. Manziel getting plenty of publicity, but this Oklahoma offense can really throw it around. 5th best passing game in the country. Both of these teams red hot coming in. Oklahoma, Texas A&M each having won 5 straight games entering this Cotton Bowl matchup tonight. Coach Kevin Sumlin and the Aggies arriving at the stadium about 90 minutes ago. Sumlin in his first year at A&M helps the Aggies go 10-2 in the school's first SEC season. Johnny Manziel arriving as well. Sumlin coached on Bob Stoops' staff at Oklahoma for 5 years, 2 national championship runs, but now it's Sumlin versus Stoops, 2 old Big 12 rivals meeting in a bowl game, these 2 schools for the very first time.
You look at our game as far as matchups go, as far as excitement for the country and for the region, it's probably as good a game as there is out there during bowl season. You know, in the first year where we've gone to a different league, to have this matchup again this quickly is a great deal.
Bob Stoops and his team arriving not long ago here for work at Cowboys Stadium. Oklahoma's been in the Cotton Bowl only once, a 10-3 win over Arkansas 11 years ago. A&M 4-8 in its Cotton Bowl matchups, with the Aggies 0-4 in this stadium, while the Sooners won a Big 12 title here just over 2 years ago. OU ended up tied with K-State in the Big 12 standings, but the Wildcats beat OU during the regular season, so they got the BCS game. But Stoops is not looking at this game as any sort of consolation prize.
It's a great opportunity, a great venue to play. You can tell the players are excited about it. The fans, I believe the game sold out in one day, you know, so there's great interest in the game. Our players feel that. Overall, it's just an exciting week for us, and we're looking forward to the challenge of it.
All right, let's quickly run you through the highlights of this year's schedule for both teams. Both 10-2 coming in. Remember that Aggies opener against Louisiana Tech was postponed because of Hurricane Isaac, so A&M didn't get a bye week. They played 12 games in 12 weeks. Aggies losing their first SEC game ever, the opener, a close game to Florida, then winning 5 straight, losing to LSU on October 20th, and that's the last time A&M lost a football game. The signature win for the program and Johnny Manziel this year, of course, the win at #1 Alabama, November 10th. If you're going to watch just one college game all year, this would have been a decent one to watch. A 29-24 thriller for the Aggies. Manziel, 354 total yards in that game. He set an SEC record this year for total yardage in a season. That Bama win changed everything for this A&M team this year and sent Manziel on a path for the Heisman Trophy. Oklahoma's biggest win came in its biggest rivalry game, pounding the Longhorns 63-21 back on October 13th at Fair Park. Damian Williams with a 95-yard touchdown run, the longest in Red River rivalry history. Blake Bell with 4 touchdowns. Oklahoma winning for a 3rd straight time in its series with Texas. So as we mentioned, both of these teams 10-2, and the 4 collective losses have all been to really good teams. A&M to a Florida team that was 3rd in the country at the time, and LSU number 8 at the time. Oklahoma lost to number 1 Notre Dame, number 5 K-State. OU leads the series, having won 11 of 16 matchups in Big 12 games between the two. But again, the first time, oddly enough, that they've ever met in a postseason bowl game. A&M 4-8 in Cotton Bowl appearances. Oklahoma 1-0. Gus Johnson, Charles Davis, and the Fox crew with live action coming up tonight on Fox. Up next, the story of one of the more amazing one-year phenomena in the history of college football. Freshman Heisman winner Johnny Manziel, when our countdown to Cotton Bowl kickoff continues live from Cowboy Stadium.
I'm just enjoying all of it. Things won't ever be the same.
Won't you dance with me? Of course it is.
Never would have thought it would have been this way.
Baby, won't you dance with me? It's a touchdown.
The Cotton Bowl pregame show is sponsored in part by Classic BMW and BMW of Dallas.
You ever tasted a Texas legend? Well, right now at DQ, a 4-piece chicken strip country basket loaded with legendary flavor is just $5. Plus, for a limited time, you can get your chicken strips spicy hot. Try it. You can always cool down with a DQ chocolate candy shop blizzard. For the best tasting treats, eats, drinks, and value in Texas, DQ just tastes better.
Back with a live look inside Cowboy Stadium. The Aggies and the Sooners preparing for the 77th AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic tonight on Fox 4. A&M looking for the 4th 11-win season in school history, the first since '98. Oklahoma makes a bowl appearance for a 14th straight year, 5th longest streak in the country. Florida topping that list with 22 straight years of bowl appearances. Well, we've mentioned earlier that 7 Heisman winners have played in the Cotton Bowl. Listen to these names. Doak Walker, the first, followed by Staubach, Earl Campbell, Doug Flutie, Bo Jackson, Tim Brown, and Ricky Williams, the most recent in 1999. Now in 8th, freshman Johnny Manziel for the Aggies against OU. Manziel, the first freshman to win the Heisman, set a freshman quarterback rushing record, first freshman to pass for 3,000 and rush for 1,000. SEC single game record holder for total yardage and season record holder as well. Let's call in Max Morgan now for more on the biggest individual story of the year in college football. Max?
Deuce, you know, Texas A&M quarterback Johnny Manziel doesn't really look like a guy who won the Heisman Trophy. I mean, he's 6'1" on his tiptoes, 200 pounds if he's lucky, but he can flat play the game of football. And he has everybody talking, and in some cases, even singing about him. Had a nice visit with Johnny Football this week.
Excuse me, Johnny. How does it feel to be a man?
It feels good.
Feels just as good to the fans, trying to get a look any way they can at Johnny Manziel on or off the field.
I'll just look at the ground. I've looked at the ground more than I ever had before. And they'll sit there and they'll look around and you see people walk by and they're walking and they just go.
And why wouldn't you be in awe of a guy that won the Heisman Trophy as a freshman? A guy who now has to deal with a lot more interviews, hangs out with stars on late-night talk shows.
It's different. It's different for me to know that things won't ever be the same regardless. I can say that, oh, this is going to be normal. It's going to be how it used to be, and then it's not.
Johnny Football, how we love him. He's got something Aggies can't resist.
He's had quite the trip. You know, I think a lot of us don't realize how big him winning the Heisman is. You know, it might be one of the top awards in any sport, like at any level. You know, But, you know, he's just still the same Johnny to us. You know, he's still the redshirt freshman that we like to mess around with.
And do you want Johnny football to change?
Now we're telling him, you know, we hope he does change. And I don't know that that's all right or all wrong, but my point being that a lot of things that have made him successful in one season are the things that we don't want to take away.
Some of the things that Johnny does, there's absolutely no way you can coach that. You know, that's God-given talent, and the things that go through his head when he's out there scrambling, when he's out there running, it's all natural. So I think if you have a player like that has the skill set and the natural talent, I mean, you know, Heisman Trophy winner.
Everybody told me that life was going to be different after the Heisman, so now I'm kind of to see that is the case and that's how it's going to be. And it's not a bad thing.
Johnny football, touchdown Aggies. You're an angel to us.
That song a little different than when the Aggie band plays when Johnny comes marching home, but it will work just fine. Now all eyes will be on Johnny Manziel to see if this kid from the Hill Country in Kerrville can handle the pressure of tonight's game. Deuce, so far, he's handled everything thrown at him. We'll see tonight. Back to you.
All right, Max Morgan, we'll see you again in a moment. Big question, how can this Oklahoma defense deal with the dual threat that is Johnny Manziel? This OU defense, keep in mind, gave up 49 and 48 points in back-to-back November games, but somehow won both of those contests. Sooners defensive coordinator Mike Stoops is painfully aware of the challenge ahead of him tonight in trying to slow down Johnny Manziel.
His ability to extend and create plays, there's not really a defense for that. Your whole defense gets stretched when you play him for 60 minutes, and it's a handful.
What he does is just amazing, you know, but as a defense, you know, you can't praise him too much.
Back with a live look inside Cowboy Stadium. The 28th time an SEC team has met a Big 12 team in the Cotton Bowl. SEC owns a 15-12 advantage. And now, of course, A&M's an SEC representative. Still seems a bit odd. Oklahoma in from the Big 12. Our Cotton Bowl pregame rolls on. First, here's a look at a delicious Cotton Bowl tradition. The Beef Bowl at Lowry's. We'll be right back.
We'll probably go through a little over 400 pounds.
I have to compliment the shit.
This is spectacular.
I'm going to try to eat as much as I can.
The taste is just,
you know.
Beef bowl. Who's in the beef bowl?
The Cotton Bowl pregame show is sponsored in part by your North Texas Ford dealers.
Here in Texas, we punch cattle and holes in the ground. We make the long hauls and hit the dance halls. Our truck of choice, Ford F-150, the best in Texas, and a part of the best-selling truck lineup 36 years running. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
This season's been exciting, with thrills at every turn. The fans have been rewarded with free pizzas they have earned. But winning isn't over. Super Bowl will be the best. With Papa John's and Peyton, just wait to see what's next.
As the official pizza sponsor of Super Bowl 47, Papa John's offers you a large one-topping pizza for only $10. Or choose any large, just $2 more. Order now at papajohns.com.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
There are lots of reasons to get fit this year.
To keep up with him.
to get stronger.
Bathing suit season.
A new year means new goals, and Academy Sports and Outdoors has great gear, low prices, and most of all, the support you need to live fit.
Get the Marcy 150-pound stack home gym. Hot deal, $149.99. And start living fit for less.
Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day.
The band's warming up the crowd less than an hour away from kickoff for the 77th AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic for a 15th straight year. Fox has the telecast. You will see it right here. Network coverage starting at the bottom of the hour. Kickoff at about 7:10 tonight. You've already heard a lot about Johnny Manziel. Going to hear a lot more about him. A great individual story this year in college football. But you get the feeling all of the Johnny football talk might be irritating the other quarterback in this game. And Landry Jones never deserves to be referred to as the other quarterback in any game. The OU senior holds the Big 12 records for career passing yards with more than 13,000. Took over for Heisman winner Sam Bradford, has led the Sooners to a 39-10 record in the games that he started. But tonight, in terms of national recognition anyway, Landry Jones takes a back seat to Heisman winner Johnny Football.
I don't really worry about that. I mean, I'm out there to try to win the game. You know, if I am the other quarterback, so be it. You know, it's whatever people want to think.
The kid won the Heisman, so, you know, he's definitely, you know, obviously he's the best player, you know, and that's what people think. So Landry, hopefully I feel like Landry has something to prove, and, you know, he'll go out there and do that.
Landry Jones, a senior, making his 50th and final start for Oklahoma tonight. He holds school records for passing yardage, touchdown passes, victories, plus 300 and 400-yard games. And when Jones throws at least 2 touchdown passes in a game, Oklahoma is 33-2. Landry Jones' first appearance as a college football player was here at Cowboy Stadium 2009. Sam Bradford got hurt in that BYU game, and Landry Jones was forced into action in a game that Oklahoma eventually lost. A lot of great local angles in this game. So many of the players who will be on this field played high school football here in the North Texas area. One of the more compelling stories has to do with Oklahoma offensive lineman and starting deep snapper Austin Woods, a junior from Rockwall Heath High School, an academic all Big 12 player who managed to hit the books while also continuing to hit the practice field, all the while battling Hodgkin's lymphoma. Woods is number 50 for the Sooners. He was diagnosed in the spring, started getting his treatment, and his cancer is now in remission. Woods would inspire and amaze his teammates by undergoing chemotherapy in the morning and then out working everybody during practice in the afternoon. Woods' mother is a breast cancer survivor, and Liz Woods' son inherited his mom's courage as he fought through a tough stretch earlier this year. Now, Woods lives a dream, returning home to play in the Cotton Bowl.
He's been an inspiration to the whole team, the way he's handled it. If you didn't know it, you wouldn't know it if it wasn't us talking about it. He hasn't changed anything he's done. He'd miss a Monday practice because he was in the hospital getting his chemotherapy. Tuesday he'd be out there on the practice field. So it's you know, anybody that was looking for a reason not to work or to be out there, he sure had it.
What a great story for the Sooners. And we go now from one former high school star in our area to another. Texas A&M offensive tackle Luke Joeckel won the Outland Trophy as the nation's top interior lineman. The starting left tackle for the Aggies is a junior from Arlington High School. He has a decision to make whether or not to declare for the NFL draft and skip his senior season. Same goes for right tackle Jake Matthews. But as for Joeckel, 6'6", 310, big guy who played a big role in helping Johnny Manziel and the Aggies accomplish what they did this season. Now he's hoping to cap it off with a win over OU in a familiar venue.
I grew up watching the stadium get built, so I'm only about 5 miles or so from the stadium, so I think I could see the stadium from probably I can remember looking out in Spanish class, looking out the window and being able to see the stadium getting built and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, always wanted to play there and always wanted to play. We played there in high school and won there, but, you know, I definitely would like to win there in college.
All-American tackle will be battling A&M junior defensive lineman Demontre Moore from Rowlett. He's already declared for the NFL draft, and he's projected to be a top 5 pick in just about every mock draft. All right, we have keys and predictions. A special Sooner guest joins us here in just a moment. The most important of Cotton Bowl week traditions, though, first as we go to a break, and that's the teams visiting local children's hospitals. We're back in a...
Happy, you know, taking some of their pains and worries.
It's just great. They're helping the kids.
It's pretty awesome.
Get a chance to hang out with them, and it's awesome.
It's just awesome, I guess.
The Cotton Bowl pregame show is sponsored by Southwest Kia. There's plenty of news in Texas, but there's only one news leader.
Right now on Fox 4 News.
Fox 4. More local Local news every day, watched by more Texans.
This is a story you will see only on Fox 4.
Morning through night.
Here's the picture from Sky 4.
On the scene, on the air, in the know.
After Fox 4 started asking questions.
Only one news leader.
We have a live crew on the scene.
Thank you for making Fox 4 the news leader.
That's where we all wanted to play at, and there's really nothing like it. This is what you play football for, big games like this.
It's going to be fun going back and playing against a stout OU team.
Pretty cool that I get to experience SEC and Big 12 in one seat.
Landry Jones' college career started in this stadium. It will end in this stadium tonight. The Oklahoma quarterback leading the Sooners into this Cotton Bowl matchup with Texas A&M. Could be a record crowd here tonight. The current Cotton Bowl record just over 88,000. They're expecting close to that tonight for the Aggies and the Sooners. Mike Ducey back live inside Cowboys Stadium. Max Morgan with me, and Sooner All-American, former Sooner great, a member of the College Football Hall of Fame, Tony Casillas.
Happy New Year, guys.
As well. Happy New Year, Tony. We talked about Johnny football so much, we thought we'd balance it out with a former Sooner here. But first question for you is, how does Mike Stoops and this, how does this Oklahoma defense try to handle Johnny Manziel tonight?
Well, I think, Mike, you got to minimize his big playability. You got to be patient as far as rushing him. I think Tony Jefferson, the safety, is going to be a huge impact in this football game. But they got to be able to stop the run. If they are able to do that, minimize, I think the A&M will have an excellent chance of winning this game.
What do you think, Max? What's your key to this one tonight?
Well, my key, Deuce and Tony, is Johnny Manziel. I mean, the key for Texas A&M. He's the key for Oklahoma as well. And what I mean by that, Johnny Manziel powers this air raid offense by Texas A&M. They usually score in the first couple of drives in a ball game. They make the other team play from behind. And when I say Oklahoma, it's the key for Oklahoma. A lot of it is just what Tony says. You have to be able to slow down Manziel. You got to throw different looks at him. I think that'll happen tonight.
I think Oklahoma wins a high-scoring game tonight because I think they'll be able to throw the football against this A&M secondary. And Landry Jones might make one or two more plays than Johnny Manziel will. Real quick, final seconds. Who do you have in this game tonight?
Well, you know, I'm allowed to be a homer. I'm taking Oklahoma. I think Landry Jones, I'll take the gunslinger. It's going to be a high-scoring affair, but I think Oklahoma gets the victory.
I think it will be Texas A&M. I think Johnny Manziel continues to shine. 31-28 A&M.
All right, usually you predict a shootout and it ends up 13-10. I don't see that happening here tonight. Should be a lot of fun on Fox. You will see the Cotton Bowl coming up. The Aggies and the Sooners here from Cowboys Stadium. Enjoy it tonight. We'll see you again soon, everybody.